Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Yes.
And welcome back.
Yes. We are TCS Everyday Psychics and the Conscious Spirit podcast, which
Yes.
TCS is the Conscious Spirit. That's what that stands for.
It is.
Anyone ever
It
wondered?
is, and it does.
Yes. So we decided to do sort of a little bonus podcast, I guess
Yeah.
you call it, and we'll put it on all. So we have a podcast wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us there. We also put that podcast on YouTube, and then on YouTube, and those are both under the Conscious Spirit podcast. And then we have TCS Everyday Psychics on YouTube, which is our strictly pretty much paranormal channel.
Pretty much just paranormal. Yeah.
And this
just
one,
paranormal. Just. Oh my God. No such thing as just paranormal.
No. And we will put this everywhere. So it'll be on all three of them.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes. So
it's going to be so fabulous. We don't want anybody to miss it.
I know. No. So we get, paranormal is part of spiritual journey. It's spiritual.
Absolutely.
It's not often looked at that way. For some reason, it's looked at almost completely separate. Like they're not even together,
almost completely opposite.
Yes. Like it's opposite. And it isn't. It's everything is connected.
It's all part of it.
Yes. Yeah. So we had have had some great questions in our comments and emails, etc. So we just wanted to answer some of them because they're really great questions.
They are.
Yes. So we thought we'd just go ahead and do that. And this, again, it's all spiritual. So that question was about smells, which it was so good. I think it was, I forgot the name. I think it was Rooster Sideburns. I believe that asked the question. And if it wasn't, and it was someone else, please let me know. And I apologize if I misspoke. So I probably shouldn't have said anything. I wasn't totally sure. But so we talk about smells a lot.
We do.
And
there's nothing like an energetic smell.
Oh, God, most of them are just horrific.
Most of them are. The lower vibration ones are horrific.
Horrific. And then the higher vibration. So when we talk about lower and higher, the high vibrational ones, that would be like what we call heaven. Those are the higher realms. Those are people who have crossed all the way over, and they come in to bring us messaging and to heal. You take regret with you when you die, and they come in to heal along with you. And sometimes they'll bring in beautiful smells, like if they wore a cologne, a perfume, or they liked a certain flower. Food. Oh, yes.
Food. Yes. And okay, I don't know why maple syrup, cookies has been on my mind. When we first talking about smells today, maple has been on my mind. So has absolutely no significance to me that
someone who's listening
that resonates. So somebody who's listening, if maple resonates strongly,
like a maple syrup,
like a maple syrup or maple cookies.
Okay, so just sort of that maple,
that warm, yummy maple.
Yes. I see a maple tree right now, and it's just sort of oozing out. That's what the picture was just given to me. So
yum. Yeah.
So somebody, one or two, or I don't know, but someone, Mari-Lyn's bringing you there's someone that's with you.
Someone just wants you to know they are there.
Yes.
Yeah.
A beautiful message.
They are there.
Know in the comments, let us know that was you.
I love goosebumps.
I know. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like there's one. So that happens often. And that also sometimes taste will come in.
Yeah.
But smells are that's more prominent. That's really kind of, especially with folks who have crossed all the way over, those healed spirits, and they bring in a lot of those yummy smells. Which
Yummy
is really nice.
smells.
And that brings back so much memory for everyone, right? That's
Right.
receptor.
Yeah.
And then, but the lower vibrational beings, just like, so if you're in love, the vibration of love, you have all those beautiful, warm, loving smells. If you're in fear, you have not so great smells. You have
Right.
ickier, nastier body odor, smoke, that kind of,
and worse.
Or that vomit smell, which is just horrific. Sorry about that, Mari-Lyn.
Yeah.
And it's because that's the realm they're in. That's the vibration. Right. If you're in a lower vibration and you can't bring your vibration up higher, how are you going to bring in a beautiful smell of roses or, now, as I say that though, there are some powerful beings out there who can conjure up those smells to trick you to think it's
very true.
So nothing is ever 100%.
Never.
Overall.
Yeah. But overall, yeah. So
I believe the question there were two questions. One was about smoke, and that was directly to you. And then the other one was perfect question. Like I sat there and I started laughing, and it wasn't laugh like this is funny, laugh like, oh my God, how did we never, I never thought of it this way before. If you don't have a body, how can you have body odor? I think was the question. How can you smell if you don't have a body?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I never thought of it that way.
It's a brilliant question, a brilliant observation.
Yeah. Yep.
Excuse me. Yeah.
So it's a vibration like everything else. And if a person, when they are pretty synonymous, there's a big word.
That was good.
With a particular smell, like they have a lot of body odor. That will come through because it's almost like a personality that comes through. And, we have a great story, of course, and I know I've told it before, but
we do.
Yeah. When we had our physical space, when TCS was a physical space.
I think that you and I both experienced this smell separately quite a while before we ever even
they just didn't say anything. We are sometimes the worst mediums.
Sometimes absolutely the worst.
But we ignore things a lot.
I can remember in our space we had a black, I guess it was pleather.
Yes, it was pleather. It was a pleather sofa, a black pleather
sofa. And I can remember there was a long period of time. Every time I'd walk by it, it was like, oh my God, why is there such bad body odor?
Yes.
It was seriously like someone who had not bathed in a very long time, very, very long time.
Yes.
And I would smell it and it was like, I wouldn't say anything.
Right.
And
I'm going to say something because we both did that.
Yeah.
And I know for myself, and I'm thinking maybe you do too. Oh, Mari-Lyn must have had someone in here that had body odor. And I just kind of pushed it off. You know what I mean? Like, oh, someone must have just walked through, or I kind of smell myself. It's like, wow, do I smell that?
I can remember thinking, man, who was here at meditation that would leave this?
Man, Mari-Lyn, I have to talk to her about some deodorant.
I know it's not Pam. And it's so funny when you're there by yourself and you smell it.
Yeah.
It's like, what? No, it's not me. I know it's not me. I went so far as to like going to the couch to see if it was literally the couch.
Yes.
That smelled, because it was so real.
Yes.
So
and
real.
we do 3D a lot. Like we are not always in our channel. We're not always open to everything. it's not that we close them down. You have to be human. So we are in our human. And so we literally don't think everything is energetic.
No,
Yeah.
we don't. And I have no idea how long it went on for both of us individually before we finally.
Yes. Well, it was Michelle, one of our longtime meditators, came in.
We never talked about it before her.
I don't remember. Did
maybe
we talk
we
about
didn't.
it?
I don't know. I honestly don't remember.
We might have finally said, "Ooh, that smell" or something, but didn't. I know we did, and we kind of said, "Well, where'd that come from?" We're both kind of like, "I don't know," because
I don't know. It's like
dummies. And
weird.
then Michelle walks in and goes, "Who's the guy sitting in the chair over in the corner?" And it was him that had the nasty smell.
Was that the day? I'm gonna kind of, I'm gonna kind of tell on her. I'm gonna kind of call her out.
Yes.
Wasn't it after meditation and she says, "I have something kind of weird to ask you guys,"
yes.
or
like nothing can be weird. We love when people say that to us.
And we're like all ready for this.
Do you know us?
And then that's when she asked, "Who's that guy in the corner?" And we're like,
"Oh, there's the smell." Yes.
Body odor.
Yes. So smells are a part of a spirit's personality. If that personality they were in life. Now, the much lower vibrational beings who have never been human, there's just energetically there is a musty, nasty smell. I'm not going to say nasty, it's musty, because there's nasty smells, and I don't want to put it in that category, but it's kind of a musty, low vibration, has a stink to it.
It does. I am sure everybody experiences the stink a little differently.
Yep.
Right. Accordingly.
Yes.
I don't know that there's a way. In fact, there is no way to identify a being by the odor.
No. Okay, that brings up what we think is an old wives' tale. There is the old, and you're all going to go, "Oh, I know that one, and that one's true." That like a demon, I say that in quotes for those of you who are just listening,
right?
Demon smells like rotten eggs.
Yeah.
If I had a big, no. I mean,
maybe to somebody
that smell, absolutely. But is that an indicator? No. I don't know where that came from. Something tells me that it might have been the Warrens that might have, because they were the demonologists of whatever. And I think it could be that that's where that came from, but I'm not sure. Maybe it came from a movie. Maybe it came, I don't know. Could be the Bible. I mean, there's all sorts of, because they talk about demons and, Beelzebub and whatever. But they're not synonymous with each other. Just because you smell a really rotten smell, which we have smelt many,
yes,
does not mean that it's what would be considered to be a demon. People tend to say demon when it's anything. I mean, just a really angry spirit.
Anything mean, right? Anything that comes across mean or scary or
right. So anyway, the whole smell thing was an awesome question. You still have a question?
It was an awesome question. It's really a fascinating thing.
Yes. Yeah.
There are times where I'm like, dang, I wish I couldn't smell.
Yeah.
That's not true. That really isn't true. It's so much information can be gained through smell if you can get out of your ego long enough.
Yes.
To explore the smell instead of like, oh, that's awful.
Yes.
And
sometimes they do it to confuse you, just FYI.
Absolutely.
So if you believe, because if they've been around a while, they know human nature. They know, and they can tap into you very well. And if they know that you're going to think that it's a demon, if they bring on some whatever septic smell or whatever, they're going to bring it if they can, if they have that that technology. I'm not sure where that word, if they have that ability, they will, because they want you to think they are the scariest things out there, even if they're not.
I don't know why, but technology just works for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
And speaking of technology, they can mess around with your technology. They do
Oh,
it all the
absolutely.
time,
Yeah.
all the time. And that's another energetic thing that they learn how to do, ability that they learn how
Mhm.
to use, how to do. I mean, it happens all the time. So
Mhm.
anyway, and that happened no matter, now that can be a crossed over loved one too. Sometimes will come in and might flicker a light or something. There's a really thin line. There are people that, so a crossed over spirit, so a healed spirit, grandma, grandpa, uncle, aunt, whatever, they typically are not here to scare you. They are not here to ruin your life. They are not here to do creepy things. So when people say, "Oh, oh, that's just grandpa that's, turns off the TV every time I turn," it's like, probably not. Probably not. Or that, whatever, turning the TV on in the middle of the night. Usually those things are not a healed spirit, because they are not here to harm you at all. So that tends to be a big sort of, I think it's what we want, right? We want that. I don't want that to be something else. I want it to be dad. I want it to be.
So there's two sides to that coin,
Okay.
because I have had, this is jumping into the smoke issue a little bit sooner
Okay.
than we're
That's
ready
okay.
to.
No, anytime.
But smoke is not typically something I would think of as a loved one bringing you, unless it's, like cigar smoke. Cigars can have a very specific
Yes.
flavor.
Yeah.
So cigar smoke, that wafting in, I would say that could definitely be a loved one. But
Yes.
that stench of cigarettes typically is not. Now,
Right.
I had the personal experience.
Right. Unless one of your loved ones, say they died of some smoking illness or something, and that's what you remember, is they smoked all the time. That was part of their personality. That could come through.
Sure.
But okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop so you can.
Yeah. So I was smelling cigarette smoke through paranormal, right? There were different clearings that we had done that had smokers, and I was getting that smell. But then I kept getting it and kept getting it and kept getting it and kept getting it. And lo and behold, it was a crossed over loved one who was trying to get my attention,
Yes.
to lead me down a path of healing.
Yes. It just happened to be not the best of timing.
It was
Because we had just done a few clearings, and it seems to happen that way. Like we get clusters of like cigarette smoke. We'll get a cluster of clearings, like 3 to 5 in a row, and they all have smokers. And then we go,
and we did.
and then we don't. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, it is kind of odd how our clearings will come with clusters of familiar themes.
Yes.
Very, very interesting.
Yes, I think part of that is learning, but that's part of how
things for us to learn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spirit. So you've heard, I do want to get to your the smoke question, but this just brought up that, so we've talked about this a lot. We're very serious about what we do. And we're also very serious about new people trying to do what we do. And it's because people get hurt. That's the why. We don't want you out there trying stuff. We don't just go, have I ever? Yes. I think everyone, when they first start like learning about the paranormal, how else are you going to do it? You kind of go out there and you start poking around and you look and whatever.
And your ego gets big, and then you get jumped, and then,
Right. Exactly. Yeah. You had a teacher at the
and
time.
then you go, oh crap.
But one of the things that spirit does, so we've talked about this, like someone who's been doing this just a couple of years, I know they want to do what Mari-Lyn and I do, and I think that's wonderful. And you'll get there. Keep practicing, keep going, find the right teachers, do all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It does not bring you that education, right? It's like going to, let's say I'm not saying that we're doctors. I'm just giving this as an example. A doctor who's a year out of med school versus a doctor who's been doing it for 20 years. If you have, who you're going to feel more comfortable with giving you some answers on things.
Right.
And there's the experience that comes with the amount of time you've been doing it and the amount of things that we've seen. And one of the things that spirit does, because spirit is the best teacher that we have,
by far,
is will bring us things in clusters. So like the smoke thing, is they'll bring us several, it's like, Mari-Lyn, many times have I looked at each other, it's like, is it happening again? Or am I just remembering the clearing we just had? Because there's something so similar, and then it'll happen again and again. And there's lessons in that, and there's learning. And when it keeps coming back, you know that there's just more to learn. And anyway, I wanted to put that in there. That's also learning, a lot of learning. Paying attention and learning. Yeah. So anyway, there was no reason that I had to bring that up. Maybe hopefully, I think someone out there some person who's new to this, who listens
or not so new to this,
and they listen to us to learn.
The reminder of awareness.
Yes.
And yes. I can always use that reminder of
always awareness. Me as well.
Always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. So we want to share our knowledge. That's one of the reasons we started these channels, was to say, hey, we have some knowledge. Do we know everything? Hell no.
No.
We're still learning all the time.
But we don't have to know everything to bring awareness.
Correct.
Right. Yeah. And we can't teach everything to everybody, because nobody needs to know everything. And
I have this vision of someone who's listening right now is a sort of fight fire with fire, just balls out. I'm going, and I'm going to go get this thing that's in the house or whatever.
And I'm going to stand in my warrior.
Right. Yes. And you'll go get your ass kicked.
Yes, you will.
And you may not a couple of times. Like, sure, it may work out okay. But you are not going to be happy. I guarantee it. And we've all been there. We've all, it's a way to,
it's a way to learn.
It is a way to learn. It's sad though that whoever you are not finding a teacher, because you really need because there's no reason. Yes, go ahead.
I want to qualify what I just said. It's an unnecessary way to learn.
Yes. Now, sometimes spirit will, when I think back at the times that I got hurt, that was human error. I stopped listening to what I needed to listen to. Did spirit bring those things for a lesson? Yes. However, I was supposed to listen and not just react. And and spirit will never tell you to fight fire with fire. Spirit will never tell you to go in balls out. Okay, gonna take care of this thing. I'm gonna go fight it, and I'm gonna whatever. No, that doesn't. We had some, anyway, had some emails of people that do that. And then we, of course we're there to help them, but not a good idea. So anyway, let's get us back on track. Sorry, I pulled us off there. Smoke. There was something about, I don't remember the question. I don't think I wrote it down.
Well, and it was a while ago.
How can a spirit, if another one where they don't have a body, how are they smoking? Yes. So how was it that someone blew smoke in your face?
Right.
Fabulous question.
It is a fabulous question. And it really falls along the same answer as the body odor.
Yeah.
That smoking was really part of their personality, and they still carry that vibration. Yeah. So
and blowing it in your face, I remember that. I don't remember everything about it, but that's what she did in life.
That's what she did in life.
Irritate the shit out of people by blowing.
Yep. That's how she exerted her power.
Yes.
Her control, or her seeming control.
Yes.
To blow smoke in people's faces. Mm-hmm. And so that's still what she did in death. And as a ghost, she still saw herself as a smoker.
Yep.
She had that virtual, continuous cigarette.
And we see earthies with that all the time.
Yeah.
And you know what, though, we don't see a lot is our earthies, like the whole eating thing.
But eating and drinking both.
Yeah.
Because
but smoking, that's a huge thing. But yeah, sometimes like an alcoholic drink on occasion, but not like sitting down, like someone who really enjoyed, like I love food. That's something, I'm a foodie, and that really saddens me that when I die, I can't still be a foodie. That really
so what's coming is that there's something about eating that is of a higher vibration.
Okay.
Because
it's nourishing.
It's nourishing, and it's necessary to sustain life.
Yes, that too.
Because I was just thinking, you're right. We see earthies all the time in like restaurants and bars especially, right?
Especially, yeah.
But they're typically not drinking when they're in a bar.
No, they're soaking up the vibration of the alcohol.
Yeah. But there's something about the vibration of eating that is just, it's just too high.
Yes.
Of a vibration.
Yeah. So
very interesting.
Yes. And I just got the information. So when I cross over and I go to those higher realms, I'm in that space. It's just kind of not thought of the way
it's such a human thing.
Yeah, it's a human thing. So I'm not going to be envious of anyone watching them eat or anything. There is something that I do want to talk about, though. Because I think sometimes it's misunderstood or not understood. We have, and I've talked about it before, but we have our senses. We feel, we hear, we see, we know, we taste, we smell. Did I already say smell? And each one is done in a different, like feel, that's different. Like you can feel something like touch you on your body, that kind of feel, or feel as in a feeling. You feel that way. So every sense sort of has a dual thing. So we also have all of those senses energetically or spiritually or psychically, whichever verbiage you want to use is fine in that. So clairvoyance, clair means clear, voyance is sight, right? Or seeing. So clairvoyance is clear seeing. Clairaudient is clear hearing, and so on and so forth. And it goes all the way down through all. So we do have those senses energetically as well. So I think someone needs to hear that. So
all of them, even the claircognizance.
Yep.
The clear knowing.
Yes.
Now,
Or sentient, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I say
right?
sentient.
I
Yeah.
say sentient.
Yeah.
Most of the time,
Yeah.
I say sentient.
Sentient feels weird to me. I don't know. That's kind of a tomato, and I don't say tomato. But, but either one is, I mean, they're all right.
Okay, totally off topic.
Yes.
How do you say grocery?
Grocery. 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 Now that you said it, I have to think about it. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going grocery shopping. I think I say Shri.
I think most people do.
Yeah.
I don't. I say grocery.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, totally off topic. I just had to throw that out there because it's much like the word sentient.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah. Now,
like coupon or coupon. I'm sorry.
Or coupon.
Coupon. Yeah.
Coupon.
I have a coupon for that. Oh, yes. Anyway, getting off.
Yeah.
There.
Smell and taste are such odd words that I just don't even, I cannot ever remember what they are.
Right. Yes. And they're just not as well used. And it really doesn't matter. I don't think. And we don't even, so even as teachers, when we're teaching, we don't teach individual clairs. Because it's just sort of, you're to be aware of all of them.
Well, it's counterproductive to teach them, right?
It is. I think so.
I do. If you're so focused on trying to be one thing, you're going to miss out on so much information.
Yes. And we do channel, and channel use them all.
Use them all. And when we're dealing with the dimensions, we have to be open to however the information comes, because we just never know. We never, ever know how the information is going to come across. And if we are so focused on one, we're going to miss so much.
So you have to be very open and allow the sensitivity, however it comes through. Just be sensitive to everything. Yeah, because you will miss it. You will miss it. And that's part of how you can get hurt too.
Very true.
Yes.
Yeah.
And really there's some fear in, if you don't want to, okay. I don't know why clairvoyance is the huge clair, like that is, everyone thinks that's the clair to have. That's the, because we're so
seeing is believing.
Ah, yes.
That just came. That is something that I've heard my entire life. Seeing is believing.
Seeing is believing.
Prove it.
Yes.
There's even a Doubting Thomas.
Yep.
A Bible story where he had to see the holes.
Yes.
Right through Jesus's hand to believe that he was really died on the cross and rose again.
And if there's anyone that says to you, prove it, prove there's a ghost, prove there's whatever.
Yep.
Back away, because you know what? There's absolutely nothing. Even if you absolutely could bring a spirit up to stand right in front of that person, an apparition, clear as day, they're going to find some reason to not believe it. Yes. They're going to give you some. So anytime someone says, prove it to me, I just kind of go, oh yeah, whatever. See ya.
Yeah. Not doing it.
I have, because I can't, there's absolutely zero we can do to prove that to someone. It comes down to trusting and believing, to have that belief system that we have. Yeah.
That follows into everyday 3D life as well.
Yes.
If somebody has to say, prove it to me, then they really don't believe.
And they don't believe you.
Like they don't have any trust, but that really falls back on their own selves.
Yes, it does. Yeah. Like you're just kind of a jerk, like you can disagree with someone. You know what? I have such a hard time believing that. I'm sorry, but I believe you, or whatever, or I accept that that's what you believe.
You believe that, and I believe you believe that.
Yes, that's a little rough, but yes. So, but to just flat out, you're an idiot because you don't believe the way I believe, or you're an idiot for believing it, or whatever. There's nothing you can do with those type of people.
Nothing at all.
It just isn't. So you just walk away and let them be. Trust me. Being psychic my whole life, I've heard, I've had many people tell me that I'm a fraud, I'm a fake, you're a this, you're a that, you're whatever. And if I fell apart every time that happened, I'd just be a puddle. I wouldn't be on here, that's for sure. Because you open yourself up to all kinds of ridicule, and people just don't believe. However, I do think that those people really want to believe. I really do. I think they're just, they don't know how to humble themselves to actually allow spirit to come in and show them. There's so much fear there that it's going to be real or whatever. And they're so playing the 3D role. They can't allow themselves, but I do think those people actually do want to believe. I do.
I agree. And
they just would never say it or humble themselves.
It comes down to wounding.
Yeah, always wounding.
Always.
Yes. So did we actually talk about how they actually blow smoke in your face? How that woman, did we? I think we actually touched on that, right?
Just that energetically, that's part of who she is.
That's right. And we talked about it.
And it's just like the body odor is part of their personality. Right. Smoking is part of her personality. And energetically, she is holding that cigarette. Energetically, she is blowing that smoke.
Yes.
And her intention is that I smelled smoke being blown in my face.
Yeah.
And that's how it transpired.
Yes. Yes.
Now, had she done that to somebody who absolutely would not have recognized the smoke?
She might have tried.
She might have. Just because she probably would have, because that's who that's who she was. That's how she acted.
Right.
And it just happened to be for me. That was,
Right. Right.
So.
Yes. And again, if you smell like a really nasty egg smell or septic smell, or even there's an old, kind of a wives' tale as well, with like, if you see, what is it, flies, like a bunch of flies, just swarming flies. Can that be an instance of a really low vibration or something? Sure. However, most of the time, no. Those are old. They're just wives' tales. They're old wives' tales. I don't know how they picked up steam. I think there's something with being so fascinated by demons. So fascinated by demons that we want to believe that that's the stuff we want to believe. Actually, what's just coming now is we want to believe that there's going to be those flags, those red flags, like, oh, look, you can see this, you can smell it, you better get out because there's something nasty here. But let me tell you, they are way trickier than that, than letting you know that they're there. They want you to believe that their grandma, that this is your long lost grandma that you miss terribly. And they bring us, they can bring a smell to remind you of her, or, those real old ones that are really tricky can do that.
Right. The story of Little Red Riding Hood just flashed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yes.
That's how those super low vibrational
Yeah.
icky.
So it even said, in the Bible, like the devil is not some grotesque thing. They come in beautiful packages sometimes.
Sometimes.
But they can make, this was another question that was asked once too, about like serial killers, say like a Ted Bundy or whatever. I think we just mentioned this recently. That soul that incarnated into that poor Deva, and to that poor mother who had that child, even though it's all connected, spirit knows what's going on. Spirit doesn't stop things from happening, because we're just meant to go through everything. We're all meant to meet nasty people. I think every one of us, whether you know it or not, have met someone really evil in life. Evil is really in human form. We've met them. And where was I with that? Oh, evil. So they can inhibit our bodies, and that soul is so dark, that the light is so small, and they can incarnate in some poor Deva, again, in some poor mom giving birth to what she thinks is going to be this absolutely beautiful child, and it turns out to be a serial killer or a rapist, or something of the real dark, nasty,
a real low vibrational.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I don't know why I'm struggling with that right now, but I am. So that does happen. Yes, I know someone had asked about that too, and that just came up for some reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, gosh.
Yeah.
I suppose we could just keep talking. I don't know if anyone is still even with us by this time. Maybe
I was just wondering, just thinking about what other smells are there that are so pronounced that they're almost startling.
Oh.
Because body odor is definitely one.
That is definitely one. Can be one for some people. For me,
the sewage.
Yes.
Vomit. Smoke.
Yeah.
And I know that there are others, and I don't know why they're escaping me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Those are pretty prominent ones that we smell a lot. Yeah. And then every once in a while, my dad was, he did a lot of building and stuff, like cutting of wood. So that sawdust, that smell, he just bring that smell to me. But when I am around like new construction or something and I smell it, and damn, smell has such a memory. It just hits you in that memory.
It does.
Part of your brain. Yes. When I did meditations, I told we had a rule. You cannot come in with any type of cologne, that even like deodorant that has a heavy smell, anything with heavy smells, because people could get triggered. And early on, we had people get triggered and they would just leave, because you're in a deep meditation, you're doing some really heavy work, and then you get a waft of someone comes in with, I don't know why, gardenia, but that just came in a gardenia, and then it triggered them and out, and it was, you can't. So smells are really something.
They are. They really trigger so many
memory
things, different emotions and memories. And
so if any of you have questions that you want us to answer, any spiritual, paranormal, whatever it is, please ask them. And we would like to start doing these sort of bonus things, just sort of once in a while. We'll just pop up with one.
Yeah, it would be great.
For those questions, it would be really, really awesome.
Yeah.
So,
and all suggestions on topics are welcome.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So I think this might be a good place to just kind of stop this.
I think we are. Yeah, I think we've wrapped up.
I think so. I'm sure we've answered the questions and more.
Yeah. And,
Yes.
we don't want to be redundant and keep repeating the
Yes.
same.
Yes. And we don't want to start something brand new either, because we could just go on. And we want to make sure they're your questions that we're answering. So
Yeah, that would be so great to have more.
email them to us, drop them in the comments, get your questions to us. We do love answering. And there is no dumb question. Well,
Do you want pizza?
it's a really stupid question. Anything other than that is not a dumb question. If you have activity in your home and you want it cleared, and no, we will not just tell you what's in your home and
No.
not clear it.
No,
Not going to
we
happen.
won't.
Sorry, but
We
that's
go in, we are clearing the
yes.
home, we are crossing everyone over.
Yep. Sending them away,
that's the
whatever it is
deal.
that, yeah, everyone deserves a chance to heal. Everyone deserves that opportunity.
Yep.
In a body, not in a body, whatever dimension you're in, you deserve that opportunity to heal and to move on.
Yeah.
So
Human and not human, it
yes.
doesn't matter.
Yes. So let us know. TCSEverydayPsychics.com is our website. I almost
Yeah.
forgot the name. You can,
Yeah, it is. You can email us through there.
yeah, please
Yeah.
do. And thank you so much. We appreciate all of you so very much.
Yes, we
And
do.
we thank you for listening to our podcast and watching our paranormal channel.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. Just thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
With more questions.